I want to start this video by saying that I am going to speak a little indelicate. I am going to lack civility in what I say. I'm not going to do the aw shucks. We need bipartisanship, a thing that has gotten us to this place, that has allowed Republicans to steamroll us as Democrats sit with, our thumbs twiddling. Oh, what should we do? Maybe a strongly worded letter in this video? No, because Republicans would not offer the same thing to us. And Donald Trump knows that in this moment, as Democrats are actually responding after a shocking death has rocked the GOP and made Donald Trump admit his term is over, we are going to get into this breaking news. And you are going to see why I'm not going to participate in any of the pretend civility politics. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into how Donald Trump's term has fundamentally been changed forever, and why he admitted it this morning, I want to start with where he admitted it. A conference with the House Republican leadership, in which he spent the entire speech just melting down. And it began with his complaints over how he's treated.
He was a great general and a good president. So bad that his wife died. I mean, his wife died. They were horrible. But I just saw a report came out the other day. I blow them away. He never got impeached twice. I got impeached twice on nothing. On a perfect phone call, remember? Perfect phone call. Tim Scott, who's a great guy, great, wonderful guy, South Carolina, straight guy, right? He is a good guy, good person. He's an honest person. He read a transcript. Thank goodness I had a transcript. Essentially, the call was taped, because they tape calls. I didn't even know. So was that call taped? Yes, sir. I said, oh, well, bring it down. I don't even know. And we read the transcript. It was perfect.
Oh, boo-hoo. The negative coverage won't stop coming for the worst president in American history. This is something I truly don't understand from Donald Trump. It's something that I really don't understand from Pete Hegseth, because he leans into this the most, that they're always saying, oh, the coverage of us is so negative. What is there to positively cover about Donald Trump? And then you see Republicans kind of extrapolated out in their ridiculous complaints. One of the most insane to me is when they say, oh, if Donald Trump cured cancer, the liberals would be mad. They'd say, bring back cancer, or we loved cancer treatment, or imagine all the jobs that will be lost. You're not curing cancer, though. Donald Trump won't cure cancer. And Donald Trump is actually cutting pediatric cancer research to find the cures for pediatric cancer. So no, the liberals wouldn't freak out and be upset if Donald Trump cured a disease. We just know that he's not going to. But, oh, the treatment. They're so mean to me. It's so tough. Boo-hoo. So sad to be Donald Trump, especially right now as even his own Republican caucus is turning on him in more ways than just resignations that we will get into. But Donald Trump, speaking of health, is clearly upset with how his is covered. And it's one of the main reasons that he knows and admitted that his term is over. I want to start with it before we get into that breaking news.
I worked this day from early in the morning till late in the evening, but we don't give out a full schedule. It's like you go, who the hell wants to give out a schedule to these people? But it's all work. And this, in particular, this day was brutal. I never got to leave the seat. You couldn't do anything. It was just one after another after another. And this went on from early in the morning till late in the evening. And my people gave out a report. He had lunch. They show a report, lunch with somebody. And they did a story. Donald Trump is slowing down. He only had lunch. And then he went back up and they said,
Donald Trump's health is anything but fine. This is a man who is falling apart before our very eyes. And that New York Times report not only illustrated that Donald Trump is weaker than ever before, it's why he's doing fewer events. It's why he's holding fewer press conferences, but it shows who's actually in charge in this administration. It is Stephen Miller right now, who has been put in charge of running Venezuela for at least the next couple of months. That is what the Trump administration is saying. The shadow president, Stephen Miller, is going to be running Venezuela. So why is Donald Trump doing fewer events? Why do we see him less and less, while at the same time feeling like we can never stop hearing his voice? It is because everyone around him is grasping for power because they know all he does is watch TV, eat burgers, and post all day. That is it. And Donald Trump has less power than ever before because of it, and also because his control over Congress. It's non-existent. And it just got even smaller with this news right here. Speaker Johnson's majority hangs by a thread with sudden death. House Speaker Mike Johnson is heading into the midterm year with the razor-thin Republican majority after the tragic and sudden passing of the GOP lawmaker. California Rep. Doug LaMalfa represented the 1st Congressional District in Northern California and was chairman of the Western Caucus. He was just 65 years old. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer announced that the congressman had passed away suddenly in a post on Twitter on Tuesday. Trump has also offered his condolences in a speech to GOP lawmakers at the Kennedy Center on Tuesday, adding that LaMalfa had voted with him 100% of the time. So I'm not gonna throw a big parade and say that this is the greatest news in the world, because the House majority just got even slimmer for Mike Johnson and Donald Trump. I'm also not gonna cry my eyes out and say, oh my gosh, we lost a public servant. What a shame. I can't believe it. A man who voted to, protect pedophiles and cut snap and kick people off their healthcare. He was such a good man. He loved his community. Man, I'm not gonna do that. Right? And I said at the beginning of this video that I'm gonna kind of defy the civility of it, all that we're expected to do at this point. And I'm going to do so by stating clearly that this is screwed, Donald Trump. This has given us an opportunity to get even closer to Democrats taking the House before the midterms even happen, that it is not out of the realm of possibility. There is a non-zero chance that another Republican might, kick the bucket or resign from Congress, meaning Democrats would take over, and Donald Trump knows what Democrats taking over looks like. Because he said it at this event today, and he wasn't happy about what it looks like.
You got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things.
Donald Trump knows that when Democrats take over Congress, it is over for him, that he is going to be impeached right away. I don't care what Chuck Schumer says. By the way, any Democrat who's talking about the politics of impeaching Donald Trump has, in my opinion, no idea what they're talking about. We can go back to the polling at Donald Trump's first term in his first impeachment, when honestly, it might have been to a little political benefit. Democrats struggled during that impeachment. Donald Trump also struggled during that impeachment. It certainly helped him with his base. That the second impeachment, after January 6th, that was obvious and had to be done. But Democrats will debate. What's the political strategy here? Well, I can tell you one political strategy, which is people don't believe Democrats. People don't trust Democrats. People don't think Democrats largely care. And I'm talking at the high level of the establishment of the party, that they do not do what they say they're going to do. Right? They will not fulfill their promises. That they don't have a backbone. If you've been saying for the past 12 months that Donald Trump is a criminal, breaking the law, and has sullied the presidency, has defied every institution, it is fundamentally breaking this country. And then you go, well, we don't want to impeach him because of political reasons. People think that you're a joke. People think that you're weak, and they should. If Donald Trump has broken the law, you should impeach him for breaking the law. There should be no other consideration. It is something that gets me so upset about this era of Trump, in which you see so many Democrats respond to anything that he does with, that's illegal. It's like a mic drop. They're like, that's illegal. Like, what does that mean? Yeah, I get that. It's illegal. Have a plan. Say, what are you going to do? Do you know who did a great job with this? Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin, Jason Crow, veterans Democratic lawmakers who said, I have served. I have taken that oath. I know what my responsibility is, and it is to not follow illegal orders. And if you do, you will be held accountable in that video. They didn't just say, well, pretty please, would you not follow illegal orders because we don't want? No, no, no. They said, there is no, I was just following orders. There will be no cop out for this. We're putting the pressure on. Eric Swalwell has said this. He has beaten the drum on Epstein, saying again and again that if you so much as pour a cup of coffee for Pam Bondi, you are involved in the obstruction of justice taking place right now at the DOJ, and Donald Trump cannot and will not save you. It's not gonna happen. There will be real consequences for these people. There should be real consequences for Donald Trump's crimes, and he knows that. So we are now 2 seats away from Democrats in the majority in the end of Donald Trump's term. But honestly, we are already there, and he knows it. He already knows. He is well aware that his Republican Party has turned against him, and they're already looking towards the future. The best example I can give of this, and again, I'm not celebrating that a man has died today, but I don't really think someone who voted with Donald Trump 100% of the time was a public servant of courage and backbone who really cared for his community. I doubt that. I'm gonna be fully real and honest with you. I doubt that. So let's make that clear. Not a celebration. I don't have a hat on. I'm not I'm not doing that a little bit, but what is maybe even a bigger blow to Donald Trump than that has just been Donald Trump. Again, I want to talk about how Republicans see this. All right now, well, where I think they see it quite clearly, and that is the fact that J.D. Vance, it's not really been around lately. Think about all those press conferences Donald Trump having, raising Cain behind him and Miller and Haig, Seth and Rubio. And where's J.D. Vance? I don't think he has a lot of neck. Let me think of J.D. Vance. He's kind of a fat goober. Yeah. No, he doesn't have a lot of neck to stick out. He's not a good-looking guy. But he hasn't really stuck his neck out for Trump on Epstein, has he? He hasn't talked about it a lot. Hasn't talked about Venezuela a lot. He's defended Donald Trump, but he hasn't been there. And we'll just throw some more in there, right? We'll just make it happen. And that's what they're going to do with Donald Trump right now. 'Cause he's weak, 'cause it's over. And 2 more seats closer to a Democratic majority is something that really scares Donald Trump. We're going to continue to cover it all on this show. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let him silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.